Hey guys, it's Michael here from RalliTEK. Today we're doing an install video of our adjustable front end links. We're installing them on our 26 Forester Wilderness. We had just put a 2-inch lift spacer on it, along with our 1-inch spring. So first thing we're gonna do is get the car up in the air safely and get the front wheels off. So before we get started, let's go over some of the parts that we'll be installing today. So right here we have 2 of our front adjustable Swaybar Endlinks, and we also have our front Endlink quick release kit. So that'll include 2 Endlinks, 2 quick releases. We also have these elastic bands that will allow you to hang the Swaybar when we have it disconnected. All right, so we're gonna go over some of the tools that we'll be using to install these Endlinks. 2 19mm wrenches, 1 pair of pliers. We'll also use a 17mm wrench with a 17mm socket, 6mm Allen head socket or a 6mm Allen wrench. And you also need a grease gun with some Lucas Oil Red and Tacky number 2 grease. All right, so we got the front wheels off the ground. We're lucky enough to have a lift, but if you're at home working on the ground, we definitely want to be using jack stands in the front and chalking the rear tires. All right, so let's get the wheels off using your 19mm socket. This is a good example of why we do adjustable end links. Now that we have the lift on the car, the geometry for the front end link is now changed. And it's actually now hitting the tie rod end at full droop. So to fix this, we'll be installing our end links and actually shortening this length. So let's grab our tools and then get this thing off. Using your 17mm wrench and 6mm Allen head socket, remove both nuts from the Swaybar end link. So here we have the OEM Endlink compared to our RalliTEK Endlink. We have to prepare this to be installed, and one of the things that we want to make sure that our customers are doing before doing any kind of installation is making sure that both of these ends here are fully threaded into the adjuster here, so that way when we install it they have even thread engagement. Thread this one in. We're gonna go all the way with it so it bottoms out. This one's already bottomed out. So next step is we're gonna adjust this out to the same length as OEM. That way we can get it back on there. And then once it's on there, we'll adjust it using this blue center adjuster. Adjust it like this, making sure that both ends are evenly threaded out. You don't have to get it exact, just around where the OEM was. And after this, we'll grease the ends. That's about. All right, so now that we have both of our OEM end links removed from the car, we've got our first RalliTEK end link adjusted to right around the OEM length, and making sure that both adjusters are equally threaded into the center adjuster. We're going to grease both fittings, or we're going to be greasing both of the joints before we install them onto the car. All right, so we're going to hook up our grease gun here. Make sure that's on. We're gonna put our fingers on the other side of the boot here, and we're gonna give it a couple pumps, just enough till we start feeling the grease on the boot. So that was 2 pumps, and I can start to feel it already, some pressure on this boot. So I think we're gonna keep it there at 2 pumps of grease. These don't really need that much. Let's articulate the joint, move the grease around a little bit, just all around, and then this one's ready to install. So when installing this Endlink, we need to make sure that we're having a washer on each of these rod ends before we install it onto the strut and the sway bar. Alright, so we'll put the washer on this side now, along with our nut. This is a locking nut. And then we'll put our washer on the strut, along with our nut. Alright, so we're going to take our 17mm wrench, 6mm Allen head socket, and we're going to tighten this guy up. This is a distorted locking nut, so you don't have to worry about putting any kind of like Loctite or anything on this. Top be a little bit different. Gotta use Allen head to turn it. Let's do this until it's tight. All right, so now that we have both nuts tightened, we're gonna go ahead and adjust the Endlink length. A good rule of thumb is adjusting the Endlink by about half of the lift amount. For example, we have a 2-inch lift on this car, so we'll reduce the Endlink length by about an inch from the factory. All right, now that we had our Endlink adjusted, we're gonna put it on the ground and we're gonna make sure that our clearances are all good and the angles of the joints are good. And then we'll install the other side when it's on the ground. First, we're gonna have to identify which side of the Endlink needs to be removed. To help with this, we've put a line on the center adjuster to identify the left-hand thread, and then the opposite side will be the right-hand thread. We need to remove the right-hand thread option, so the side opposite of this identifying line. So we'll go ahead and remove this side, unthread it completely, and then we'll remove the jam nut from it. And then this is our new quick disconnect link. So we'll put the jam nut on it, thread it all the way in, and then we'll install it into our center adjuster here. Put that all the way in. And then from here, we'll go to our about OEM length. Adjust this evenly, make sure to have equal amount of thread engagement on both sides. We'll just get an approximate length. That looks about right. Do the jam nuts so they don't move. All right. And then just make sure we're greasing that end. You don't have to grease this end. Yeah, and that was ready to install. All right, so we're gonna grab our pin and our pin bolt from our kit, and we're gonna be installing it onto the factory strut. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna install it on this side of the strut, sway bar side. I'm just gonna thread it on there all the way. So I'll make sure that the pin, the safety pin here is gonna be up and down, and then we'll tighten the bolt. All right, so we're gonna take our 19mm wrench and our 17mm socket, and we're gonna tighten the quick disconnect stud bolts. And we'll take the pin out, making sure that it's still up and down. Now we're going to be installing the swaybar hanging tabs onto the vehicle. We're going to start by removing this clip here that's in the fender liner area. So we'll remove that and then use the big hole on the bracket here. Slide it through, snap it in, and that's ready to go. Using the including grease, we'll apply some to the slide pin here and split it around a little bit. And then we'll install our Endlink. All right, it's installed. Now we'll grab our pin, just slide that in, and now it's good, ready to be adjusted. So we're going to show you how to use the elastic bands to hang the swaybar Endlink when we disconnect it. So I just got to remove the pin here. Remove the Endlink, and then what we're going to do is put the elastic band inside, and then we're going to put the pin through both, and then we will put that through the small hole on the bracket like so, and lock it into place like that, and so now it'll just be hanging around. All right, now that we've confirmed the clearances are all good around the Endlink, sweeping the wheel to the left and to the right, making sure we don't hit anything, we'll go ahead and tighten up our 19mm jam nuts. So you're going to take two 19mm wrenches. So we'll hold the center adjuster with one wrench, and then with the other, we will adjust the nut. Tighten up this jam nut. Confirm that this joint is still squared up. We don't want it to look like that. We don't want it to look like that. We want it to be nice and square. Same thing on this side. Tighten up the jam nut. So now that we got the driver's side Endlink installed, we're going to move on to the passenger side and get this Endlink installed. We want to do this when the vehicle weight is on the ground, and the reason why we do this is so we can guarantee that there's no preload on these Endlinks when the vehicle's moving around on the ground. So we're going to install this other side Endlink. Let's make sure that both sides have equal thread engagement before we start. Install the bottom here. Make sure to put in washer on. And then washer on the other side. Put your nut on. We're going to tighten that up before we put the other side on. So grab your 17 mil, 6 mil Allen. Swing it on up there. It's too short, so we're gonna extend it. And we'll extend it until it slides over or into position easy. There you go. Give the turnbuckle, make sure it's kind of loose, and that's kind of get an indication that we're in the right spot. Get that there. I'm gonna put the pin in on the top here. If you don't have quick disconnects, just go ahead and tighten the nut on the top side here. So just as loose. We're gonna do the jam nuts. Tighten these guys up, making sure that these joints are, make sure the joints are squared up to the nut, like so. Then take our two 19mm wrenches and tighten the jam nuts up. Double check the top is not still squared up. All right, both jam nuts are tight. Got everything tight. What I'll do is I'll go around and make sure all the nuts and the bolts, all the jam nuts are tight before I do a test drive. All right, so that's how we install our RalliTEK adjustable front end links. If you have any questions, you can contact us at info@rallitek.com or give us a call at 503-619-0055.